What's up, YouTube? It's your man Big Nod back at it again. I'm about to talk about this show that I watched last night, The Lost Confessions of O.J. Simpson. It was very interesting, the angles that the producers took on this. They played video of an interview that O.J. had after his acquittal of murdering his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. And at this time, OJ was shopping a book or advertising a book that he and I believe another person wrote together, um, saying that if I would have done it, this is how I would have done it. And many people believe this is some sort of confession of doing or committing the actual murders. I believe the whole panel believed that was on this particular show, that you know, he is just confessing of the murders. They have the prosecuting lawyers are on this show, commentating on the video. The actual woman who gave the interview, I believe more than a decade ago, was on the show. They have, I believe they had an FBI agent, correct me if I'm wrong, on the show, and they all were saying that, or singing the praises. Okay, he said this. This is, he's innocent. He's guilty. He's guilty. Look at what he said. Look at what he said. And I found that to be very intriguing. Um, Me myself, I don't know who, what happened, but the amount of finger pointing, saying he did it, is very interesting because, like I said, if you guys follow my show, I read Shakespeare, and if you know the story of Othello, who was the Moor, who was, I guess, coerced or manipulated into killing his own wife with his bare hands. It was a very tragic story and a very, you know, historic tale because it reigns today. Because even if OJ didn't do it, a lot of people say that he did, or they want to believe that he did because of the story of Othello. There aren't many people that the initials of their first name begin with an O, so that's unique in that story. Othello Orenthal, which is OJ's first name, I believe. And even if he didn't do it, people want him to be. They want to relive Shakespeare a bit. So I'm not saying the guy's guilty or innocent. I don't know. I wasn't there, but just knowing the historical content of stories and reliving it. But what did I take out of it? OJ, he didn't help himself with his interview. He said a lot of things that he should have known were gonna get, I guess, blown up, or people are gonna point the finger or say, okay, he's confessing. He should have known this. He should have had a better team around him saying this is a foolish idea. Even if you didn't do it, they're gonna say you did it. He said a phrase, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I guess they magnetized that phrase that he said. And the camera angles and the music that they play, who knows. And you're putting yourself out there for people can edit your material. You're facing murder charges, and a lot of people don't like you, for this reason. But granted, a lot of people do still support OJ, or they just like the allure of celebrity. Who knows what it is. And he also said the world got it wrong, which a lot of people believe, a lot of people disbelieve. But the whole OJ business is, right now it's probably a million to almost $1 billion business since this incident has happened. More than a decade or decades ago, almost 2 decades. This has been business. The amount of spin-off television shows. It's just good for ratings. OJ, whatever OJ is good for ratings. I'm sure everybody I know watched this special. So, You know, they had they would always show, a split America, because that's like a lot of times the president is elected and the United States gets split down the middle. A lot of people hate the president. A lot of people love the president. This is the same way when they read the O.J. verdict. Many African Americans were rejoicing because this was close to the time of Rodney King, where those police officers were acquitted for beating him up on camera. So a lot of people didn't care if he did it or not. They just wanted revenge. And from the African American community, from the white community, a lot of people, it's like, okay, he did it. It's just really reliving Othello all over again. This guy, who does he think he is? He has a history of domestic abuse. These are the two talking points that you see in this. And I mean, it's shaky because I wish they would talk more about both sides. They would say, Nicole, she was a wonderful mother and all this, not to beat up on to the deceased, R.I.P., but, they didn't delve into her past or how it might have been checkered. And I'm not going to do that either, because, she's not here to defend herself or say, I didn't do those things. But, I wish the show could have been a bit more even, talk about both OJ and Nicole. They're both of their past. Both of them weren't angels. So let's get that clear. Okay, and it's interesting. Chris Darden, was on the panel. I guess he was one of the prosecutors for OJ, trying to put him away. I mean, you get mixed feelings because, of course, whatever you do in life, you want to win. You want to win, and he was up against legendary lawyer and activist Johnny Cochran. And Johnny Cochran, man, a lot of people say that he just had his way with the whole team. He had the jury, melting in his hands. And you were up against that, and he took the loss. But a lot of people don't take losses well. So this might have been him getting back, or maybe he just truly believes that OJ is a hideous, brutal killer who stalks his loved ones or his wife or whatever it may be. Maybe he believes it. Who knows? Who knows? And this is a lot of facts that I saw from this. Okay, and it is interesting. OJ did not help his cause at all. He's talking about his book that he wrote, saying that if I would have did it. He described detail, I guess, in his mind or in his book, or a lot of people say similar to the crime scene. That didn't help his cause. I don't know why he made that move. It might have landed him, that jail time that he did face. So, it's all about your moves at the end of the day. Okay, and they also talked about, how basically, he's confessing. This is like a priest, and you're just confessing. He had to get it off his chest to the American people. That's what they, were saying on the panel. I wish it was a more balanced panel, but hey, Fox put it out there, and Fox, so it is what it is. Okay, and like I said, the prosecution, they're still, I guess, they thought they had a slam dunk case. All the evidence, everything against him, the blood in his car, the blood in his home, all these things, but you still have a racist Mark Furman that you have to bring into the conversation, which did not help at all. It damaged the prosecution. And that was a wrap after they introduced him into the trial. This is, like I said, this is gonna be. They're gonna make like 10 more shows like this, and it's gonna be must see TV, because America can't get enough of this story, which, like I said in the beginning, is similar to Othello, the Shakespearean play, and a lot of people, they want to relive famous stories of the past. People saying, "Hey man, Jesus is coming." This is wonderful, wonderful happenings and books. People want to relive, and that's understandable, because we get turned on. We get lost in literature and books and poems and novels and biblical books. We get lost in them and we want to relive them. But what do you guys think about this whole OJ fiasco, all of these programs, and what should happen next, or what show should happen next? I myself, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. And who knows what happened. But hopefully everything, the truth, it comes out, real soon. Or maybe they don't want the truth to come out, sell a couple more t-shirts, but who knows. But anyway, that was my take on it. Y'all go ahead, like, comment, subscribe.